Welcome into Game Night. I am Derek Forrest. Joining me on the show today is Jake Rom. Jake, I got to ask you this. You're a big soccer guy.
Oh, absolutely.
USA, they lose to Belgium 4-1. How did you feel about USA's performance overall? I think I know how you felt about the game, but overall, they get to the round of 16. They put up a good showing until then.
Yeah, it's just the recency bias of the last match being 4-1 and our goalie just like not understanding the rules of soccer for some reason and kicking a ball, not clearing it, and giving up a terrible third goal. I think the World Cup was a success for them. I think it was very good. There's some highs, there's some lows, there's some disappointing players, there's some great players. Malik Tillman's an absolute dog. Love that guy. I think Lionel Messi, I saw a stat, has 3 World Cup free kick goals, which is the most, and Tillman's 24 years old and already has 2. So, not saying he's going to be the greatest of all time, but I mean he's on track to be one of the USA greats maybe moving forward. Pulisic, terrible World Cup. Let's hope he's back in 2030 because that was an embarrassment. But all in all, that was the match we thought they were going to get to. That was the team we thought they were going to get to, and they fell flat again. It's unfortunate, but I think it was all in all a success. They played great in the group stage and got to the point where we all thought maybe, just maybe, we could believe hard enough and they could get further to the quarterfinals. Didn't happen, though.
You might be the only guy who wants Christian Pulisic back in 2030.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I don't know. You talk about recency bias. Recency bias, from what I've seen, terrible. A lot of people are like
move on.
Get this guy on. Get this guy off the pitch.
I don't know. I think if he does, I think if he does a good 4 years of actually playing in the out of World Cup tournaments instead of sitting them out and causing so much controversy like he did last summer, maybe. Yeah.
All right, let's talk some local sports, right? Because the Washington Wizards, they are getting set for some summer league action. AJ DeBonta is going to make his debut, we would assume, on Thursday because they're taking on Utah with Darren Peterson on the other side. So much anticipated matchup for game 1. I'm sure everybody's going to be tuned in.
Well, I hope so. I mean, a good way to kick off the NBA Summer League is having the 1 and 2 overall draft picks taking on each other and seeing who won the draft early, I guess. As everyone's going to make their claims and whatnot. And hopefully DeBonta can go out there and have a good game. But obviously the Wizards coming out with their roster today as well. And a lot of guys like on your screen, Trey Johnson, Will Riley, another guy, some of the guys that we saw make, I wouldn't say like a ridiculous impact, but make it an impact enough that you're looking forward to seeing them on the court for the Wizards this year. I was surprised that, Trey Johnson's actually playing in the Summer League. How many games does he play? Yeah. Who knows? We'll see. But all in all, there's a lot of excitement with the Wizards franchise moving forward. And Riley and Trey Johnson both spoke after practice today talking about Summer League and what they've been working on heading into the Summer League tournament that's starting this week.
I've been working on getting stronger in the weight room and stuff like that, my diet, a lot of ball handling routines and stuff like that, and just overall, guard skills, that type of stuff. Summer League's kind of a chance to work on or showcase what I've been working on, so it's kind of like a checkpoint, sort of, before the season starts or training camp.
All right, so what I like about going into this 2026-27 season, and I feel like a lot of people's perceptions have changed. Remember all the hype we had last year with the young guys coming in?
Yeah.
Right? Will Riley, Trey Johnson, we've already,
it was hype, but it wasn't hype surrounding like wins and losses.
It wasn't, but it was hype considering their talent.
Yes.
Right? So now the Wizards have gone out. They've gotten Trey Johnson. They've gotten Trey Johnson. They've gotten Trey Young. They've gotten AJ DeBonta now. They've gotten Anthony Davis. And I feel like some of those guys, Will Riley, have taken a back seat a little bit. Because I feel like a lot of people have already viewed them as these are guys that are going to be coming off the bench and going to be role players. Mm-hmm. But they've gotten a whole season under their belt of being starters and playing in the NBA on top of Alex Sarr and those guys being in their second year of getting experience. I think this could be a team, not to say that they would be contending for a title, but I think this could be a team, if Anthony Davis is on the floor, can really angry some opponents all season long.
I 100% agree. Hopefully they can keep teams to under 140 points a game or whatever they were. I mean, they couldn't play defense to save their life the last couple of seasons, and that was the thing we kept hearing in the offseason was we're going to be better defensively.
Right.
Well, I think they're going to be better defensively when you have guys like AD and DiBanza and Alex Sarr on the court. Maybe not all three together at the same time, but a combination of two or one of them at least kind of protecting the rim. But I agree with you. I think coming into this season, there's a lot better of a mindset with this team, and you mentioned Trey Johnson, Will Riley, and some of these guys that might be taking a little bit more of a backseat than if they didn't bring these players in. I think they're okay with that. I just talking to them today and hearing from them today about just how much better, like how different a year could be from last year to going into that season. They might not admit it, but they probably were coming into last season like, okay, well, let's just we're going to take our bumps and bruises this year and hope next year we can, all the pieces fall to us. And as of right now, all the pieces did fall to them. So yeah, a lot of things to look forward to. And the players, like I said, Riley and Johnson speaking afterwards, talking about that mindset heading into this season.
It's great, I mean, coming in with the mindset you're going to win always feels good. And knowing all these guys want to win as well. We're in a good winning environment, I feel, and I feel like we're going to be really good.
Everybody's been competitive. I don't feel like there's been a day we had to come in here and be like, let's amp it up or turn it up. I feel like every day we stepped on the court, it's been competitive. Summer League is like a chance to show how we're going to be this year. Like, we're trying to be competitive as a group during the season, so I feel like Summer League is a way to show that.
All right, and we will certainly find out right away because, again, Thursday, 8 o'clock start time, they'll take on Utah. And what do you think is going to happen with A.J. DiBanza versus Darren Peterson? What do you say, maybe 10, 15 minutes a game?
Yeah, I mean,
both of them?
It'll be interesting to see. I know in previous top draft picks have not fared well in their first Summer League matchups. I think I overheard some of the other media members talking about, Wemby didn't start off great, Cooper Flagg didn't start off great. So take it with a grain of salt. If you're watching that matchup, if Darren Peterson goes out there and has a game and DiBanza doesn't, it's not the end of the world because look where Wemby was at the end of this season. I know it was a loss, but he was in the NBA Finals. So I think he turned out pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's turn our attention real quick. We got to talk a little Washington Commanders because we're only 3 weeks away from the start of training camp now. And hopefully everyone but Brandon Ayuk will report to camp in Ashburn, Virginia. But there's obviously been a lot of talk about what this team is going to be, what the defense is going to be, because the last couple of years they've been terrible. Can the offense get back to what we saw in 2024 when they went to the NFC Championship game as opposed to 5-12 last year? Jaden wasn't on the floor. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of talk about all that stuff. New defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator, David Blau, Durante Jones. There's a lot of things that need to happen, but David Blau spoke to the media a couple of weeks ago when we were out there talking about how he's going to be collaborating with not just coaches, but other players potentially in terms of helping out this offense.
We had a player send 2003 varsity wing T playbook picture just this past weekend. Somebody shared that with me, one of our offensive linemen. This has been collaborative. We're building it together, and at the end of the day, man, you get 65 snaps on a Sunday roughly to put your guys in the position to be successful, and that's what we're building towards.
All right, so what are your expectations for the Commanders as we sit a couple of weeks out from training camp?
I want to see a wing T style offense. Come on, bring it back. Just like, you always see Andy Reid and whatever, they're always doing the fun little plays that, gimmicks and whatnot. Like, just bring out a wing T offense. Like, I mean, you got the tight ends to do it. I mean, might as well, right? No, but my expectation for the Commanders offensively, I just think it's going to be a way bigger step up than it was last year. And obviously, number 5 there, you just saw throwing the ball. It does really come down to him being on the field. This team will produce if he is under center. And that's another thing. Being under center and not being in shotgun the entire time and being a little predictable, I would say, with, how the offense was kind of flowing, and that's kind of been the Cliff Kingsbury blueprint of he gets them once, but then the next year and when there's more film on his offenses, It doesn't seem to happen. But I think Blau has got a high ceiling of the possibilities of what this offense could look like, and I think it goes through JD5 and him being under center and getting this running game going.
Yeah.
Whoever that running back may be, because we all agree that it's going to be a committee for sure.
Yeah, this is what I want to see, and kind of joking, but I'm 100% being serious, and we've talked about this a lot. I know it gets under Brandon Ayuk's skin, which is why I'm bringing it up, but I want to see a JD5 who's out there on the field having fun. I always hated when he was like in the other team's huddle during timeouts and like chuckling it up with those guys, but when he does that, that's when he's on his game. So I want to see the smiling JD having some fun out there, and get it to number 11, Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Gonna have a good season. Gonna have a good season.
Talk about a comeback season, Rick McCaffrey.
For sure. All right, we got to move on. Coming up on the show, we're going to hear from EB with the Sports Junkies. We're going to get his take on the whole Brandon Ayuk, Jaden Daniels thing, but we're also going to talk about the Washington Wizards as well. That's coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest. Earlier today, I caught up with EB from the Sports Junkies. Big week in the DMV for sports, but also a big week for the Washington Capitals because the great eight, Alex Ovechkin, is back in a Washington Capitals uniform. And I got EB's thoughts on Ovi returning for year 22.
Not surprised. I don't think any of us should be. I think going into last season, I think it was kind of the general assumption that that would be it, and he'd retire and he'd go play in the KHL for 4 or 5 years, be a superstar over there. But then he, went out and led the team in goals and points, and kind of a disappointing season, not making the playoffs. How can you walk away like that? Clearly he's not the same player he once was. But he's good enough to contribute to a winning team. I don't think there's any question about that. He still has the desire. I'm still struck by the video that went viral last year when he had some of the guys over to the house, and he and his kids, they're like playing hockey in the family room. This guy lives hockey. So I'm not surprised he's coming back at all. I do think it's interesting, Derek, that, he said towards the end of last season or right after the season ended that what was a perfect scenario. He said, well, he signed a 2-year contract. He only signed a 1 year. So I think the idea is let's see how this season plays out. But if he goes out there and leads his team in points again, he's going to run it back, baby. I don't think he's sort of ready to walk away yet. So I think it kind of depends on how he plays.
Yeah. Who do you think retires first, LeBron or Ovi?
Good one. If I had to put money on it, wow, it's probably a tie. But if I had to put money on it, I would say LeBron. I would say LeBron. Maybe that's crazy because LeBron is seemingly having a hard time walking away too. But he's also playing at a super high level. But now LeBron's got golf. Seems to be totally infatuated with golf and YouTube golf and putting golf on his social media and interacting with social media golf guys. I think he even told Rich Paul that as long as they've got a place where, where he can play indoor golf and he can get out there and play some golf too, he's open to any destination. So if I had to put my money on it, I'd say LeBron.
Yeah. Speaking of basketball, we've got Summer League starting later this week for the Wizards. What are you looking forward to the most about Summer League, if at all? We're obviously going to see AJ DeBonsa on the floor for the first time.
I'm excited for all of it, especially the guys that we know. Darren Peterson's already been out there and put 2 big games together, scoring-wise. AJ is going to want to prove that they made the right decision. I think he's going to want to make a splash, especially on Thursday night when he presumably makes his debut. But, assuming guys like Will Riley are out there and Trey Johnson, I want to see those guys too. All these young guys that they exposed to the Summer League want to see the continued growth and development and the bulk and the size these guys are putting on. They're still all young kids, right? They're 19, 20, 21 years old. So they're still developing their NBA bodies. So I'm excited to see all those guys. The only thing I would caution is we can't get too worried, can't get too high, we can't get too worried, can't get too low if they have a few dud performances. Remember when Alex Sarr made his debut and went like 1 for 11 or wherever the heck that was. And then we all got scared. And then the next game he backed up, did much better. And obviously he's proving to be a very, very worthy number 2 overall pick. And I could expect continued development from him too. So I'm excited to see these guys do some exciting things, put up some points. I'm excited to see their growth, but I'm not going to panic if they have a few duds either, because again, it is still just summer league.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I wanted to get one final take from you. Brandon Ayuk, again, more videos. This time, Jaden's involved. Just what's your take on everything that happened this weekend
Yeah.
between the two?
You know, it's just I've actually maybe I have a different point of view than a lot of people. I just feel kind of sad for him. I know some people have a hard time feeling sad for people when they make a lot of money, but to me that doesn't really mean anything. If he's in fact kind of lost his way and it appears he doesn't have any guidance and it appears that there's no real plan and he's acting emotionally and he looks unstable, if that's all true, and it kind of looks like it is, I really feel bad because he's punting away a promising career. We could make even more generational wealth, right? And I wonder and I question where this guy's going to be in 5 or 10 years if it all kind of tragically ends this way. If he's just trolling and he's just having fun and he thinks he's playing chess, not checkers, and he's got his wits about him, then fine. But I think you kind of cross the red line when you throw Jaden in the mix, and assuming Jaden's not in on all this, I don't know why it would be. It looks like we're kind of getting to a point of no return. And frankly, Derek, to see a guy fall like that, I never like to see it happen. I don't care how much money you have. I'd like to see everybody do well, frankly. Unless you're my enemy, unless you're one of my ops. And I wouldn't put Brandon Ayuk in that category. I'd like to see people succeed, and I feel bad for him, frankly.
All right, coming up on the show, we're going to check in on the Washington Spirit. They're getting set for a matchup with the North Carolina Courage over the weekend. We'll hear from Gift Monday coming up next on Game Night.
Welcome back into Game Night, Jake Rom, and we're talking Washington Spirit as the Washington Spirit came back into action this past weekend, getting a big win over the Houston Dash, getting ready for North Carolina this weekend. And our Tiger Mun out at practice today, talking to one of their forwards, Gift Monday.
Here at Washington Spirit practice with Gift Monday, and Gift, why don't we start with the last game? You know, one moment, it's 1-0, you guys are up, and then in the last 5 minutes and in extras, it just goes crazy. Goals are being scored. Tell me about the intensity of that game and how good it was to get the win.
I mean, the intensity was good. It was a good competition for us. We were like expecting such a game from Houston, and it happens to be that was what we actually trained for the whole of the week, about getting back to play like when we were falling behind. And after the 1-1, I wasn't even pressured at all because I had so much belief in my teammates, and I've seen what we did in training, and we just have to implement it in the game, which we did at the last minute. At first, I think people will be thinking that probably we'll be panicking and having this much pressure to like go for the goal, but I saw my teammates trying to keep calm, play the ball to feet, and going for the goal, which was amazing.
And to tell me about that team you guys have. We were just saying the team is deep, front to back, from strikers, from the wingers, from the defenders. When you see just how good this team is, and you mentioned being confident in moments like that, just how comfortable are you being on the Spirit?
Actually, I'm very comfortable. From the goalkeeper, the defense, the midfield to the attack, I feel like we had like all of the best players in the league, and yeah, that gives me more confidence, as a person and also as a player. And also the kind of confidence I have in my teammates, it's top notch because I can actually dictate what they can do, which is very good for me. And yeah, I would just say that we have like a lot of good players and that are very hungry for the game.
And for you specifically, you've been on this team for 2 years now, since 2025. Just how have you been getting used to the D.C. area, and how have you been getting used to this team and your teammates?
The city is nice. It's fun. My teammates are amazing. They are more like my family, my sisters. Yeah, I just feel more relaxed and more at home.
And for you, just how's your game grown since you've gotten here too? You're 1 goal away from 10 goals with the Spirit, which is crazy to think about. You know, you've been putting in this back in the net for so long for this team. Just, you know, when you just kind of look back at your game, just how have you grown?
Actually, I just feel like I've gone past what I was last season. I'm yet to show it. But I feel like there's a lot that I've learned from last season, and just waiting for opportunity to like showcase it, which I would when I'm given the opportunity to. So but I am so excited to have this opportunity that I have in Spirit, and I'm looking forward to creating more histories with the team.
Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest alongside Jake Rom. We were talking about Summer League and AJ Debonta making his debut on Thursday. My one goal for him, just come out of the game healthy. That's all he needs to do on Thursday, in my opinion.
Throw a dunk off the glass. Why not?
Hopefully both of those things can happen.
That'll buy, everyone's buying season tickets then.
Yeah. All right, well, we are going to head out. We are going to leave you with AJ Debonta mic'd up in practice earlier this week. But for Jake Rom, I'm Derek Forrest. Have a good night.
Fired up. I'm for sure the Feds. We all good, though. It's one on our side. Oh, let me find out BK plays soccer. He be grabbing like 18 rebounds. You can't get that low. Not down, Trey. Oh. Oh. I'm back. Oh. Wait. Let me get it. That's you. You got space. Yep. I'm low, man. Corner field this side. Ice. Come on, baby.